Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Universal Soul Vibrations. Hope everybody had a great holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it may be. I hope it was great for everyone. The new year is quickly approaching, so with that coming soon, I decided to pull a card for each month for each sign from Aries all the way to Capricorn, and we'll be starting with Aries. And I'm also going to take a look at the new moon and full moon cycles during each month of 2020. So I hope you enjoy, and this is just to give you a little insight on what may be coming ahead in the year 2020 for you. Hi, so we're going to be starting off with the sign of Aries for 2020. And first I want to take a look at what your overall theme is going to be for the year 2020. And we got two quite interesting cards that came up for you guys. You got the Gentle Gardener and Changed in the Night. Now the Gentle Gardener card, this card basically talks about being your own person and being the co-creator, being a conscious co-creator of your own life. You have to remember that your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, that's what creates the reality that we experience. So make sure that you're aware of the thoughts that you're having and what you're putting out there, because even our thought patterns kind of affect what comes into us. And just let yourself believe in limitless possibilities when this card comes up, because when you do that, that's when the miracles are going to unfold. Just stay positive, and know that you can make it through anything that comes in. With the Gentle Gardener card, with the Changed in the Night card, when I saw these two cards come up together, I knew the Gentle Gardener card talked about just being who you really are and creating the life that you want. And when I saw it with the Changed in the Night card, Aries, by the time you get to the end of 2020, I don't think you're going to recognize the person that you were when the year started or the year before. And this is going to be on the outside and the inside. So you're definitely going to be a very different person after the journey that you do go on in 2020. But I do think it's going to be a better person, because as the Gentle Gardener card talked about, I think your thoughts are going to be clear. You're going to be putting the thoughts out there and taking the actions to create the life that you want to create. All right, let's look at the full moon and the new moon cycles that are going to be coming in the month of January. So the one thing I did notice when I took a look at the full moon and the new moon cycles is that Cancer is pretty prevalent. The full moon or the new moon showed up in Cancer quite a bit throughout this year. So I'm feeling, that, Cancer is a feeling sign. It's an emotion sign. It's a water sign. So you may be kind of in your feelings a lot this year, kind of looking at things. And I think you're going to kind of find safety in your home and with the people that, your family or the people that you call family or feel comfortable with. So on January 10th, we are going to have a full moon and a lunar eclipse in Cancer. And when it's in Cancer, we're talking about safety related to home, family, and related activities such as cooking, gardening. That's where you're going to feel the most comfortable in the home, doing homely things. Your emotions are going to fluctuate, and learn to forgive and forget in order to avoid depression from overthinking. Your perception of the world needs to be subjective at that time. On 1/24, we're going to have a new moon in Aquarius. Your relationships with your emotions might be more complicated. Here we go in the emotions. So January might be a bit of an emotional month with the two moons that are coming in during that time. Plus, we've also got the lunar eclipse because we are entering eclipse season. And your emotions might be more complicated because the moon in Aquarius has a need for emotional freedom. However, when you are in groups of people, it is easier for you to understand your feelings and free yourself from negative emotions. Okay, so January might be a bit of a feely month for you guys, for everyone actually, with the two signs that the moons are in this month. The card that came up for Aries in January is the Heart Space card. And this is from the Peace Oracle deck. So, you know, the Heart Space, it wants you, if you look, the heart is pretty big in this. It wants you to open up your heart. These Peace Oracle cards come with quotes, so I want to look at the quote that comes with this card. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And, you know, the big thing that this card talks about is that no one knows best for you except for yourself. And I think that's a lot of the message that came across with the Gentle Gardener card, and the Changed in the Night card, is there's some changes that need to happen, and you are the only one that can determine what they are. You know what you want, you know who you are, and it's time for you to open up your heart and allow space for those things to start entering as we start the year 2020. Let me just pull a tarot card with this to see what comes up with the Heart Space card. We got the Queen of Wands, which that is you, your energy, Aries. You know, she wants you to step out, wants you to be seen. Got way too many cards. Wants you to be seen out there. Have confidence as you move forward as the new year begins. Why is the Heart Space card here? And we got the Moon, and we got the Ten of Cups that came up. So with the Heart Space card, we got the Queen of Wands, the Moon card, and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so, you know, with this being with the Heart Space card, and, you know, I talked about how the Heart Space card is you knowing what you want and being able to open up your heart to let it in and allowing space for that to come in. You know, Queen of Wands, having the confidence, letting yourself be seen, letting your path be seen. But in January, it's just beginning. You're not quite sure where that wants to go with the Moon card yet. But you know you want to head towards the place that leads to that happy life, that happy home. You know, what makes your heart happy in January is where you're looking to, you know, start to pursue as we move along in 2020. The crystal card that came up for Aries for January is Seraphis Green Quartz. And let's see. And this crystal, its essential meaning is life on life's terms. Acceptance of our place in the world, heaven on earth, what is meant to be. You know, that this card just talks about, you know, as long as we are human, we will face times when the only choice is to accept life in its own terms. But in that acceptance lies a most precious treasure, the gift of now. So this crystal is, you know, saying, be present in what's going on in your life now. Surrender to this moment exactly as it is, and your heart will open. Opening up the heart space. Releasing what needs to be left behind as you join with the conscious universe on a journey of your own healing. Something wonderful is awaiting you, but first you must be present in what is, so that you can have this experience and receive the gift of recognizing that you are stronger than you know. When the wheel of fortune turns, you may look back on this moment as crucial for your growth. Very often, unanswered prayers and unexpected twists of fates lead to the destiny of the heart seeks. Trust now in this process of acceptance. Trust that the conscious universe has your back. Okay, so this card, very much I think talks about, that heart space. We got to clear some things out to let the new in, okay? And I think that's what January is going to be about for you, Aries. February, we got a full moon in Leo, and with the full on 2/19, and with the full moon in Leo, you feel safe in moments when you can impress others and get praise and admiration. Yet when you get in the spotlight, you may find yourself at a loss. Maybe you should admit your fear of criticism and inability to accept very important feedback and use it for improvement. So, this card is talking about you don't really like to be in the spotlight. But, in January, that Queen of Wands showed up and she's saying you got to put yourself out there. So, it's time for you. The reason you don't like to be in the spotlight with the full moon in Leo is saying, that you're afraid of criticism and you have some difficulties accepting feedback from other people. But lots of times that's just being given for your own improvement. So don't take it as an insult or get offended by criticism, as long as it's constructive, but use it to improve. On 2/23, we got the new moon in Pisces, and the greatest sensitivity and you have a great sensitivity and perceptiveness of your surroundings when the moon is in Pisces. You can experience feelings of insecurity, be passive, and only want to see what happens in your life. You wait to see what happens in your life. So what that's basically saying is you don't take any action. You just kind of sit there and wait for things to happen. If you engage in creative spiritual speech, you will benefit from Pisces' great imagination. So, don't sit there and wait for things to come to you. You need to take action on them. Here we go. Fits perfectly with that message. Even with the first one, we got the creation card. And, the gentle gardener talked about being your own co-creator of your life. So, February is all about what do you want to create? What do you want to create in your life? The quote that goes with the creation card: "For it isn't enough to talk about peace, one must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it." And that's by Eleanor Roosevelt. And when this card comes up, it's just about a period of intense creativity and productivity brings your plans and dreams to fruition. I feel this card came up, it's very early in the year. This is when you're going to start to work on what you really want to create in your life. January was more about opening up that heart space and figuring out what you need to let go of and what you want to let in. And now February for you, Aries, is about starting the process and the work to figure out what you want to create in your life. And just let's pull some tarot with that. What is the creation card here for Aries? When I look at the creation card, be the own artist of your life. This looks like a painting to me. Be that artist. And don't wait for things to come to you. Go get them. Okay, so make sure during February you don't miss opportunities that may be offered to you or may be coming in. We got the Four of Cups that came up. So there may be some things that are being offered to you that you're not really paying attention to, and it's because, you know, you're too busy focusing on what didn't work out for you, I want to say, in 2019. You haven't quite moved out of that yet. So don't miss opportunities in February, Aries. Something is going to be offered that's, you know, it's a pretty big cup too that's being offered, that's going to aid you in creating what you want in your life in 2020. And then there's going to be, you know, some achievement in February for you guys. We got the Nine of Cups with this. You know, you're celebrating yourself. Celebrating some achievements that you've made and letting things go. And what you're letting go of is the burdens that you've been carrying. Okay, that's great. And that's what we talked about with the Heart Space card. The Heart Space card is, you know, opening up that space in your heart and letting go of the things that aren't working for you so that the things that will work for you can come in. So in February, you're going to be putting down your burdens. The crystal card that came up with it for you guys is Eucalyptus. And let's turn to Eucalyptus because I don't have all of these memorized. The essential meaning is wisdom from within, inner truth, aligning with divine intelligence, and trusting your own earned wisdom. Perfect message, because as you start on this journey of creating the life that you want, you have to be able to trust your own intuition and your own vision. When you are distracted by all the noise and stimulation that are part of our lives now, it can be hard to trust that you have what it takes to make wise choices. You know, don't miss this opportunity. The appearance of Euclid's spirit is a sign that valuable insights can be found through tapping into your intuitive intelligence. When it comes to knowing the truth, there is no substitute for lived experience that has been recalled and examined. Through a process of alchemy, your experiences have generated wisdom that can guide you when you feel lost or confused. You know more than you think. Trust your inner wisdom, for it is guided by the conscious universe. You are learning that fear can distort your intuitive intelligence, so release any worry and tune in within. You have a vast library of knowledge available to you and wise and loving guidance that will help you. Okay, so it's important that you tune into your intuition and trust it in the month of February with the Eucalyptus crystal. In March, we have a full moon on March 9th, and it's in Virgo. So we know what Virgo likes. They like order. They like clarity. They like everything organized. So with the full moon in Virgo, your feeling of safety is now related to order and clarity, even in emotions. You may have the need to organize everything chaotic and disorganized. Try being more tolerant and accept imperfections of life. It is better to trust life and let it run its own way. Not everything must be according to our expectations. You know, and that's an interesting thing. When we have expectations, usually things don't turn out the way we wanted them to. So this card is, you know, the full moon in Virgo is asking you to approach life without having that expectation and just going with the flow and seeing what it brings to you and what happens. On 3/24, we have a new moon in Aries. It's in your sign, Aries. The feeling of uncertainty can make you solve problems faster than is natural. Do not rush as if there is a deadline. Try to slow down so that you can decide what you want to do, to proceed at your own comfortable pace, okay? So don't rush through things in the month of March, Aries. And we got resolution, okay, as the oracle card. And, you know, it's hard to find a resolution if you're rushing through everything. but it looks like to me like there's going to be, you know, you spent February kind of in that creative mode, learning how to trust your intuition, and now you've got resolution in March. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partners. And that's the quote for the resolution card, and that's by Nelson Mandela. This card is saying there might be some type of counseling or mediation. Seek to understand and then be understood. And I believe, didn't we talk about, you know, it just makes me feel like this new moon is really going to speak to where you're at, Aries, because it's in your sign in March. You're just wanting to rush through everything. And I think what's happening with that is you are being misunderstood, because you are rushing through everything. And it's time to put something to rest when this resolution card comes up. There may be, you know, some type of conflict or tension that has been occurring during the month of March for you guys. So, you know, you might have to get together with somebody, or there just may be inner conflict. Maybe meditation would help you during the month of March for you guys. Or maybe during 2020, it's time for Aries to, you know, develop some type of meditation practice. Why is the resolution card here in March for Aries? Okay, seeking balance. Looking for that equal give and take. We got the Six of Pentacles with this, you know, balancing out the scales so they're even. So, you know, there may be a relationship or just something within you that needs to be balanced out in the month of March. And that's where the resolution needs to be found. Might be some type offer coming in, a message coming in. It could be a message of love. Maybe there's, you know, a love relationship that might be going through a little bit of troubled waters in March. And you just need to get those scales balanced out so that there's resolution within the relationship. Don't let your fears control you, okay, is the big message I get with this. You need to find some resolution to all those things that you've got buried down deep inside that are stopping you from moving forward. I feel like, you know, with the Devil card coming up, that's where the resolution needs to occur. The crystal card that came up for March is Auralite. This is a really pretty one. I love the colors in this. And it looks like there's a little Buddha in the middle of the crystal. Okay, so the essential meaning for Auralite is mindfulness, meditation on the present. Well, we talked about, you know, I talked about how you guys might need to develop a meditation practice in March, or even, you know, start it in January, and keep it going through the year. I think it's going to help you to find that balance inside within. To be mindful is to be aware of the now rather than distracted by the past or future and any thoughts of oughts, shoulds, and might haves. I think we talked about that a little bit in one of these other cards, is that, you know, we got to live in the present. We got to live in the now. Don't be looking at what could have happened, what should have happened. Your quest for healing requires discovering what you are truly thinking and feeling when you are not distracting yourself. Auralite Spirit calls you to be mindful of your needs right now, for this may be a time to let tears flow or laughter arise, to recognize something so subtle that you previously missed it. Okay? Got to find that resolution. or to understand that you are so much more than what you can accomplish or produce. Be here in this moment, fully present and accepting of what is. Make the time to meditate today and simply observe what you know and feel without starting to talk yourself out of it or into something else. No matter how hard this moment may seem, simply by observing it, you will change it, okay? Lots of talk on meditation this month. And like I said, it looked like there might be a struggle within a relationship regarding, the equal give and take thing. But also don't allow your fears to overtake you in doing what you feel is right for you. Alrighty, what are we in now? January, February, April. So on April 8th, we got the full moon in Libra, and Libra is all about balance and harmony. You might have a strong need for balance and harmony now. You probably desire to keep things nice rather than venturing into fundamental questions in order to not disturb the peace. You must learn to share your good and bad feelings. Do not be afraid of who you really are, despite what is expected of you. Okay, so, the full moon in Libra might bring up those things that, you just want peace in your life, basically. That's what Libra is all about, is that peace and harmony. They don't like conflict. They want to please people. But, with the full moon in Libra, we need to maybe look at you being able to share the good and bad of yourselves and not being afraid of being who you are. On April 23rd, we got the new moon in Taurus. Your safety depends on the need for stability, which is not easy to satisfy now. You have to learn to accept change as part of life. I am a Taurus myself, and I hate change. The basic problem is finding your own self-respect in order to ensure that you do not mistakenly seek it in material things. When you accept yourself for who you are, it will become easier for you to find peace and tranquility in the outside world. Not by going on shopping sprees, okay, and buying lots of stuff. It might feel good for the moment, but then when you have all the bills, it's not going to feel so good. You have to look within to find that peace and tranquility within yourself. In the month of April. And the listen card came up for the month of April. Listen to what your inside voices are saying to you. Is, I think, a big message of the listen card, obviously. I want to see what the quote is for the listen card. So April's about Aries listening to what those voices are saying to you, paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to spirit. The quote is, "Oh, great spirit, help me always to speak my truth quietly, to listen with an open mind when others speak, and to remember the peace that may be found in silence." And that's a Cherokee prayer. This card is talking about active listening, dropping preconceptions, having conversations with people. When we active listen, we really listen to what the person's saying. We're not trying to formulate a response while they're still talking to us. You're being asked, what are we in April? In April, to just kind of gather informations and ask questions and take careful, considered notes of the responses and delay any action with the listen card. It's just the time to gather information for you guys in the month of April. Let's pull some tarot with the listening card. But yeah, I think listening to your intuition, but I also think that active listening is an important part here too. Make sure that you are active listening and that others that are in your life are actively listening to what you are saying as well. We got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is all about, traditions. But it could also represent, didn't I say the new moon was in Taurus this month? Yep. So I think, the Hierophant may be representing that new moon in Taurus, which may be very significant for you, because the Hierophant is supposed to be Taurus's card. Um, so it looks to me like April to me is really important for you to accept yourself for who you know, learning how to accept yourself for who you really are, so that you can find peace and tranquility within. I think that's why the Hierophant has come up. Why else is the lesson card here for April for Aries? And we got the Ten of Swords with this. So, you know, with this, the first thing that came up when this came up for me, are you stabbing yourself in the back? Because, you know, this card is about feeling like you're stabbed in the back. You know, just defeat. A lot of defeat with this card coming up. So, are you really having a hard time discovering who you are? Are you kind of putting thoughts out there because it's a swords card that is making it difficult? Yeah, you're Seven of Wands. You're kind of feeling like you have to defend a part of you. And I think this card more talks to this full moon in Libra here. I know Libra is an air sign, but you know, because the full moon in Libra talked about sharing your good and bad feelings, and don't be afraid who you really are, despite what is expected of you. Don't feel like you have to defend yourself all the time. April might be a month where you're feeling like you really have to defend something. And the crystal card that came up to this, but listen to what your intuition is telling you. Remember, the listen card is here. Oh, we got Tiger Eye. And I have all these cards turned over, so I don't know what they are either. So Tiger Eye, the essential meaning of Tiger Eye is positive willpower, optimism, the power to manifest essence into form, clear purpose. It sounds like you guys might really need this Tiger's Eye in April. Everything, including our planet, began as an idea in the sea of infinite possibility before becoming manifest in the realm of form. And the conditions you see today are the result of intention created in the past. Know that in this moment you have the power to begin co-creating something new with the conscious universe. You have what it takes to do what needs to be done. So with that clear intention in mind, take a deep breath, roll up your sleeves, and begin the work. For it's manifesting time. Tiger Eye Spirit reminds you to not get distracted by the largest of a task, as you have the conscious universe working with you, sending allies and messages to make the job easier. Like the mountain goat ascending the peak one step at a time, you can let go of your worries and just let go of this feeling, okay? And it's those thoughts. Sorry, I lost my place here. You can let go of your worries and just look for the next foothold as you begin in the manifestation process. Prepare the soil for planting. Crack a book that will educate you in the next phase. And get ready for some powerful manifestation energy to partner up with you. Okay, so April, it looks like you're going to be starting to move closer to a manifestation journey for Aries. In May, we have a full moon in Scorpio on May 7th. And the moon in Scorpio creates the need to delve into your feelings as deep as possible. You desire meaningful emotional exchanges now more than at any other time, even if it is not easy. And you are forced to change many things. Shallow relationships do not satisfy you because they are not purifying enough. So changing things with the full moon in Scorpio. Looking at some feelings on some things. And on May 22nd, we have the new moon in Gemini. The moon in Gemini manifests itself by the need for changes. Change again. So there's going to be a lot of change, it seems like, in the month of May. And spontaneity. Safety lies in thinking about your feelings and sharing them with others. You can be talkative and speak with ease these days. You might have a better ability to keep a cool head, but beware, cold heart can discourage others. Harmony of thinking and feeling is important, okay? So we not only need to think, we need to feel in the month of May. And the card that came up is Encounter. So it looks like you're going to be coming across something in May with the Encounter card. The quote for the Encounter card is, "Nothing is beautiful without struggle," and that's Plato. And if you notice in this Encounter card, it's out in nature. It looks like it's out in the woods, and there's a lot of wind blowing around, it looks like, in the trees. So, you know, but what I see with this, okay, so sorry, I got a phone call, so it cut into the video. What I see with this Encounter card, if you look at it, there's some butterflies floating here. There's a lot of winds whipping through the trees. So I feel like there's definitely going to be some transformation taking place for you guys in May, Aries. But also, you know, trees have strong roots, so they can stand very tall. So I think that's a big message for you guys here in May. Remember your roots, and, you know, don't allow some struggles, some chaos that might occur in May to knock you down. The wind blows and the trees just flows with it. He doesn't necessarily fall over, okay, is the message I'm getting with this one. You know, and when we look at the Encounter card, it talks about, you know, you can't avoid the tough stuff in life. But a successful attempt on gaining meaning expands your horizons. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be something you're going to, someone or something you're going to come across that may cause things to get a little bit chaotic with you. But it's, you need to just stand strong and remember where your roots are. And I feel like this encounter is going to create some transformation within you. Let's pull some tarot. Oh. Where's the encounter card here? We got the Magician. So, you know, with the Magician coming up with the encounter card in the month of May, may be a time when you start to learn how to use the tools in your life to manifest what you want to bring in. It could be, you know, maybe a mentor's coming in because there could be some type of encounter that's going to teach you how to do this. We got the Queen of Cups, trusting your intuition. You know, where does your heart want you to go? What is the encounter card here for May for Aries? And then we got the Seven of Swords. The way I see this Seven of Swords, you know, I think I see it as two ways for you guys for the month of May. You may have an encounter with someone who's not on the up and up, who you may not trust. But also I see this as, because I said it's remember where your roots are, and stand tall, and there's going to be a lot of transformation. So May is a time where you may be getting rid of all that clutter in your life, and only keeping what works for you. Like, we only got the 2 swords left there. The rest of them he's throwing out the door. The crystal card we got for you for May is obsidian. The essential meaning is observing the self, self-reflection, and know thyself. Okay, and I think the Queen of Cups definitely represents that. She knows herself, the Queen of Cups does, and she knows her emotions as well. When you look into the mirror, who looks back at you? And I told you I felt like, May with that encounter card and seeing all those butterflies was going to be a very transformational month for you. When you look in the mirror, who looks back at you? How do you view yourself? Do you look into your own eyes and see someone willing to acknowledge the past and learn from it? Do you see someone willing to step into a new identity, one more suited to the life you want for yourself? Like I talked about with the Changed in the Night card, by the end of the year, you are not going to know the person that you were at the beginning of this year. Do you see someone willing to step into a new identity, one more suited to the life you want for yourself? All of us are ever changing in a mix of past, present, and hopes for the future. The challenge is to trust that the you that you are becoming will be loved, cherished, and supported, even if you are still just exploring your potential, still unfamiliar with the new territory you have entered. As you ponder what you wish to change, love the one you're with, you. Love yourself in all your complexity, knowing that whatever strengths you need are present, and Obsidian Spirit is here to amplify them through the power of self-awareness. Just as in observing a particle or a wave, the observer can change its form, so too, in observing yourself, can you begin the process of personal transformation. You are going to love that you're going to love the you that you're becoming, okay? So I think May is going to be a very pivotal month for Aries. That's when the changes are going to start to happen for you guys. So pay attention in the month of May. In June, we've got on June 5th, a full moon and lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. The greatest need is to always search for something. In order to feel safe, you might find that you need to have a goal, mission, philosophy that gives your life meaning. With the moon in Sagittarius, you have an optimistic approach to life and you believe that things will get better even if you get in trouble. And then on June 21st, we're back to Cancer. We got a solar eclipse and new moon in Cancer. So safety related to home, family, and related events. Emotions fluctuate. Learning to forgive and forget in order to avoid depression from overthinking. Perception of the world should be subjective. So with the full moon in Sag and the new moon in... Oh, and we have a solar eclipse on 6/21 as well. So we have 2 eclipses going on in June. What needs to be revealed? And we got the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius and the solar eclipse in Cancer. With the Sagittarius in June, you're definitely going to be in search of something. And it might be a little more difficult time for you because your emotions are going to tend to fluctuate with the new moon and the solar eclipse in Cancer. But just don't overthink things. And the card that came up is contribution. What contribution are you making to your own life? Really? I mean, are you being the co-creator of your own life or are you allowing others to do it? So in June, you need to take a look at that. The quote for the contribution card is, do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. Desmond Tutu. So this card is just saying, gift your time, wisdom, or influence to a project. Your unique flair or quirky personality is a welcome addition to a group or task force. Make a presence of your presence. Okay, be seen in June. You know, maybe you'll be doing some things in your community or being part of a group at work. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say with this contribution card. A lot of feelings going on this year with these moons. All right. Why is that contribution card here? Why is the contribution card in June? Why is the contribution card in June for Aries? So, we got the Hierophant and the Two of Cups. So, we may be looking at some type of partnership going on here, making contributions to a partnership. It could be a committed relationship that you're in. You know, the thing that's coming to mind is, you know, we got a heart down here at the bottom of the contribution tree as well. So it looks like this contribution card is in June, is kind of here talking about a committed relationship or partnership that you're in. One more card. And we got the World coming up with that. You know, with the World card, there's victory. You know, we got the victory wreath here. So, you know, maybe there just needs to be a look being taken at some type of committed partnership that you're in. Of the, you know, that's coming out is the balance of it, I'm hearing with this. But it does sound like when the two of you kind of look at the contributions that you're both making to the relationship, there is going to be a successful outcome with the World coming up. So June may be about relationships for you guys. And having to take a look at what each partner is giving. We got the Dalmatian stone for your crystal. The essential meaning for the Dalmatian stone is playfulness, childlike joy, and enthusiasm for life. Absurdity, humor, laughter. So maybe there just needs to be some playfulness brought back into the relationship. Okay? We all kind of get caught up into the day-to-day things with work and taking care of the kids or getting the basic chores done. We forget about the playfulness within our relationships in our life. So maybe you just need to, you know, work on that and look at the contribution that you're making, each of you, when it comes to playfulness and enthusiasm. Watch children playing and you are watching them learn. Serious though life may seem at times, Dalmatian Stone Spirit is calling you to embrace the absurdity of this world, to laugh and find humor in the everyday experiences that might otherwise frustrate you. All of us are here to learn and laugh, and laughter makes the lesson easier. And sometimes it even makes it stick a little better, for it can help you write a funny story to tell again and again. Remember that time? Boy, did I learn my lesson. Now is a good moment to crack a joke, to break the tension, and remind yourself that alongside trouble and hardship dances a spirit of playfulness. This is not a time for trudging or marching, but for skipping. Sing a song, make a goofy face, and recognize that the conscious universe throws you off course at times to remind you that surprises can be gifts from the invisible realms. Dalmatian Stone Spirit is calling you to lighten up and open yourself to playing with the possibility. Who knows what you will discover as you join in on the fun? The conscious universe is not here to trick you, but to help you, for you are deeply loved. So, maybe you're the serious one in the relationship, and maybe you just need to come back to that time when there's playfulness and, having a little fun in life for June. Alrighty, let's look at the month of July for Aries. So on July 5th, we have a lunar eclipse and full moon in Capricorn. You might have a strong need for being useful to society, and you look for justification in the outside world. You may underestimate what you want from yourself and for yourself. Shyness may be accompanied by resentment of the fact that others ignore you. Do not seek approval from the outside. It will not help you get rid of your doubt, and it is harmful to you. You have to trust your inner values, okay? Trust your inner self. On July 20th, here's this Cancer again, the new moon in Cancer. Safety related to home, family, and related activities such as cooking, gardening. Emotional fluctuations, learn to forgive and forget in order to avoid depression from overthinking. Perception of the world needs to be subjective. Okay, so it's looking like with the moons we have, we might be caught up a little bit in our feelings during that new moon time. And with the full moon, it looks like you're seeking approval from others. And, what this is saying is the only approval you need is your own. And the card that came up with this is healing. Okay, so July looks like it's going to be a time of healing for Aries. Healing's always a good thing. The quote that comes with the healing card is, "The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world." And that's from Marianne Williamson's. And with the healing card coming up, it's saying that a past hurt may resurface. You may need to have a conversation, but make sure you hear someone out to the last word. We had back in what month was that? April? Yeah, the listen card. Make sure you, when you have conversations, it's with active listening. It's time for someone else heals a wound in yourself. A little pain leads to greater empathy. Okay, but remember, the quote talked about forgiveness. And I also, the new moon in Cancer talked about forgiving and forgetting in order to avoid getting depressed or overthinking. So some forgiveness needs to come out with the healing card. And even if, the person who you want the forgiveness from doesn't say it to you, you need to just forgive them and move on from it, because the only person we're hurting when we carry that around with us is ourselves, not, the person that we're seeking approval from. As it fits in with the full moon in Capricorn. Don't seek approval from others. And forgive and move on. Why is the healing card here in July for Aries? Two of Cups again. So we may still be working on the relationship thing in July. There might be some forgiveness that's needed to happen within a relationship or a partnership. Because it kind of looks like we got the Nine of Pentacles, that you've, whoever the partnership is with or the relationship, you've kind of been working independent of each other. The Nine of Pentacle cards is very much, the independent. She's, growing her own garden. She's basking in her own garden. And rather than working as two, you're, working separate from each other. And that's where the healing needs to start. Maybe you had a tiff or something. But July is the month that we need to have forgiveness in this relationship, it looks like. Yeah, we got the World card again. I always think that this lady on the World in this card looks like she's skiing. She's moving along. The World card talks about, there's endings and new beginnings, but it looks like a successful new beginning with the wreath of sex, because there's some new opportunities coming in July for you guys, because we got the Ace of Pentacles with the healing card. So once the healing occurs, new opportunities will be coming in for you. It could be with money or material objects, but I think we were looking more at relationship here. And the crystal is turquoise. Number 57. The essential meaning for turquoise is storytelling, reframing, a different way of perceiving. And I think that fits very well with the whole forgiveness thing. Sometimes we need to just look at something in a different way. Each of us can experience the same event differently because all of us are coming from different vantage points. Know that as you change, so will your perspective. And the message Turquoise Spirit has for you is that you can change your story of what happened in the past at any time. You can choose which details to focus on and how to interpret events, for you are being encouraged to claim your power as a storyteller. Make no mistake, storytelling is an awesome power, for no one can take your truth away from you. But you may discover that it has more angles than you realized. Just as a crystal turned over in your hand has more facets than apparent at first glance. What story will you tell? Will it be one that is heroic and empowering, worthy of your hard work and efforts to heal what is wounded within you? We got the healing card. Rest assured that you can be honest about all that you have experienced and done, yet still write a story that will help you feel that you are strong, wise, and supported by the conscious universe. The truth we all share is complicated, and the way you tell your truth is up to you. So Turquoise Spirit encourages you to write your story well, in a way that honors, empowers, and heals you, and gives you strength, even if others may not seem to accept your truth. Tell it anyway, for doing so is a healing act. And that's kind of what I was talking about, is that whole forgiveness thing. If you're waiting for forgiveness from someone else, just send your forgiveness their way and leave it there. Because the only person you're hurting is yourself by carrying that around with you. Because when we carry, when we don't allow the forgiveness, or at least give it, even if it's not in person, it builds up inside of us as resentment. All right, in August, what do we got? On August 8th, we have a full moon in Aquarius. Your relationship with your emotions might be more complicated because Moon in Aquarius has a need for emotional freedom. However, when you are in groups of people, it is easy for you to understand your feelings and free yourself from negative emotions. And then on August 19th, we have a new moon in Leo. Feel safe in moments when you can impress others and get praise and that's where you feel safe and admiration. Yet when you get in the spotlight, you may find yourself at a loss. Maybe you should admit your fear of criticism and ability to accept very important feedback. So there may be some criticism and feedback coming to you in the month of August as well. And we got the Earth Angel card. It looks like June, July, and August are going to be really kind of relationship focused for you guys. The Earth Angel card, the quote that comes with that. Peace be to Earth, peace be to West, peace be to the North, peace be to the South, peace be above, peace be below, peace be to all creatures of this universe, peace be everywhere. Shanti Om. And that's from Sri Swani Sivananda. That's like a tongue twister. You know, Cindy Brady, Seven Severely Swans. It's one of those. You know, the Earth Angel card comes in saying, be wary of agreeing to something because you are too tired to keep petitioning. The loudest voices rarely pitch the grandest views. Hold out for a resolution that meets everyone's needs. This beautiful angel is here to assure you that peace is possible. So your relationship may still be kind of struggling a bit in August, but it's saying that, you know, there is a resolution coming. There's peace coming in. It is the only reasonable outcome for an evolved humanity. This angel knows peace not as the absence of conflict, but as perpetual respect and harmony between all living beings. Peace is in your grasp. Hold it close to your heart. Okay, so it looks like, you know, in June, healing kind of took place, but in July. And in August, it kind of still looks like you're in a bit of the healing process with the Earth Angel card coming up. Let's see. Why is the Earth Angel card here? Yep, there's some conflicts going on in August, whether it be with another person or from within, but I think it's both. You know, you started the healing process in July, but you're still not quite there in August. Why is the Earth Angel card here? Four of Cups. Yeah, you might be, you know, there's conflict going on and you might be ignoring it, basically, is what I'm seeing with this card going on. We got the Four of Cups. You know, there's that big cup being put in front of him, but he's not really interested in it. So you may be ignoring something that probably needs your attention in August. What is the Earth Angel card here? We got the Seven of Swords. Yeah, you know, I think you're deceiving yourself, to be honest with you, because something needs your attention, needs to be looked at. Some type of conflict, and you're just not really paying attention to it in August. The crystal is clear quartz. And that's actually a great crystal to come up for with these messages that came up in August. The essential meaning for clear quartz is amplification, magnification, expansion, and growth. So you need to look at the problem, okay? You need to stop trying to ignore it. Because when you look at it, there's going to be expansion and growth that's going to come from that. When clear quartz spirit appears, it is the time to focus on growth and expansion. Whatever you appreciate, love, abundance, or anything else will grow simply by your observing it and feeling gratitude for it. Are you paying attention to all that is good in your life? Clear quartz spirit brings the message that you will amplify whatever you focus on. So focus well. Be mindful of what receives the bulk of your notice. Find what is healing and nurturing and what fosters your well-being. Express gratitude for the bounty that is yours, and it will expand. Whatever makes you feel happy and alive, do more of it. You know, when we hold conflict inside of us, we hold ourselves back. We need to free it, because we hold ourselves back from seeing those happier times and feeling that peace inside when we're holding that conflict inside of us. Okay, and it's you can't ignore it any longer when in August. It needs to be addressed. Alrighty, we're on September. On September 2nd, we have a full moon in Pisces. There's going to be a great sensitivity to perceptiveness of your surroundings with the full moon in Pisces. You can experience feelings of insecurity, be passive, and only wait to see what happens in your life. If you engage in creative spiritual speech, you will benefit from Pisces' great imagination. And then on September 17th, we have a new moon in Virgo. Your feeling of safety is now related to order and clarity, even in emotions. You may have the need to organize everything chaotic, disorganized. Try being more tolerant and accept imperfections of life. It is better to trust life and let it basically run its own way. Not everything has to be according to our expectation. So be more like the Pisces, use imagination in your life. Don't try to have everything in its own box, and don't expect everything to be perfect with these moons that are coming up in September. The card that came up is persistence. Persistence. What do we think when we see persistence? Keep working at it. Don't give up is the message of the persistence card. The quote that comes with the persistence card: nothing could be worse than the fear that one had given up too soon and left one unexpanded effort that might have saved the world. And that's from Jane Addams. There might be something that is making you, some type of obstacle that may be in the way in September. But what they're saying is you got to keep having the determination and push ahead. You may have to choose an alternate way to go. But don't give up. Keep forging ahead in September. Let me pull some tarot cards with this persistence card. Why is the persistence card here for September for Aries? Yep. Keep moving forward. We got the strength card. Okay? Persistence, strength. Keep moving ahead. Don't give up. Even if it seems like something's impossible, just keep pushing forward. You may have to find another way to get to where you want to go. It's okay if we take a different path. We don't have to stay on the same path. Why is the persistence card here? Why is the persistence card here in September for Aries? Okay, so you might be blocking yourself. We got the Two of Swords. You're kind of a little bit closed off here in September. But the Queen of Swords is coming in, and she wants you to be persistent too. She's a very persistent queen. She doesn't give up. She knows what she wants. She knows how to say what she wants to say, and she says it. So stop holding yourself back is what I'm getting from them tarot cards. The crystal that you guys got for September is Apache Tears. It's a nice name, huh? Apache Tears. So the essential meaning for Apache Tears: letting go of grief, recovering from the past, releasing pain so old wounds can heal. Yep, it's time to keep moving forward. Don't give up. Before we came to this planet, our souls agreed to experience both love and loss in this lifetime, along with the pleasures and pains of being in our bodies, so that we might experience a sense of purpose and fulfillment and find our destiny. There is great beauty in being broken open, for a heart that has fully expanded with grief is one that truly understands that rejection is God's protection. Faith in something better coming our way will set the wheels in motion for attracting that which we most deserve. You know, and that fits great with this persistence card, because this persistence card said that there may be some obstacles that may be putting in your path. And they're being put there because something better is going to be coming in. Faith in something better coming our way will set the wheels in motion for attracting that which we most deserve. Often we simply cannot recognize that there is a far better plan at work than our own. The message of Apache Tear Spirit is not to fear or repress your emotions. Release them through your body so you can prepare yourself to heal from the heartache and receive all that the conscious universe has in store for your pleasure and happiness. And let's see what so just keep forging ahead in September, because, something may not work out the way you wanted it to, but there was a reason for that, because there's something better coming along. So don't give up in September. All right, in October, we got 3 moons. On October 1st, we have a full moon in Aries. The feeling of uncertainty can make you solve problems faster than is natural. Do not rush as if there is a deadline. Try to slow down so that you can decide what you want to do and proceed at your own comfortable pace. On 10/16, we have a new moon in Libra. You might have a strong need for balance and harmony now. You probably desire to keep things nice rather than venturing into fundamental questions in order to disturb the peace. You must learn to share your good and bad feelings. Do not be afraid to be who you really are, despite what is expected of you. And then on October 31st, we have the full moon in Taurus. Your safety depends on the need for stability, which is not easy to satisfy now. You have to learn to change as part of life. The basic problem is finding your own self-respect in order to ensure that you do not mistakenly seek it in material things. When you accept yourself for who you are, it will become easier for you to find peace and tranquility in the outside world. So, with these 3 moons coming up, Aries, Libra, and Taurus, in October, it's time for you to slow down and really look at what you want in your life. Stop trying to make everyone happy. You need to make yourself happy. And you need to find that balance and harmony within yourself. And really, accept who you are. It's okay. So the card, patience. Nice for this month. So October is all about patience. Taking your time, as the full moon in Aries talked about. Really finding out who you are, I think, is where it's really going to become clear in October for you, Aries. The quote that comes with the patience card is, "Your mind will answer most questions if you learn to relax and wait for the answer. William S. Burroughs. Take your time in thinking things over. Rushing leads to a loss of time. And be prepared for the long haul, okay? So it's going to take you to some time in October in dealing with something that's been going on in your mind. I feel. Just have patience with yourself, and I think it's more about taking the time to really discover who you are and having patience with yourself and the world around you as they react to who you're becoming. Let's see what we get for the tarot. Why is the patience card here in October? The Hermit. Yeah, time for you to do some self-introspection, okay? You need to go down deep inside of yourself to find the light on the outside, okay? So you may be spending some time and a little bit of time in isolation in October to just try to figure out who you are. What is the patience card here for Aries in October? Yep, time to do a life review. October is definitely going to be a big month for you guys. The Judgment card comes up. You can't ignore things anymore. It's time for you to really take that look inside and come up that new person that I told you were going to be. And trust your intuition with the Queen of Cups coming up. Really got to, dig deep into those feelings in October for you guys, Aries. And the crystal that comes up for you guys is chrysocolla. And that's number 16. The essential meaning is speaking your truth, heartfelt communication, and right speech. I'm surprised the Queen of Swords didn't come up. So speaking your truth, I think it's more finding your truth during this time, to be honest with you. October is going to be a huge month for you guys, Aries. When you speak your truth, you are being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and a better life for you. Chrysocolla Spirit's message for clear, authentic speech that arises from your heart is this: the force of the conscious universe's love is here for you today as you choose to speak up and speak out. For you can be a clear channel for what needs to be said. Your voice is so very important, for you are a unique being with your own calling and destiny, and the conscious universe expresses truth through you. Practice choosing your words consciously as you voice a difficult truth or speak up on behalf of someone who has felt powerless for too long. Be assured that because of your commitment to heartfelt communication, your voice will ring out, cutting through the noise today. And I think this is more about having a conversation with yourself. I already put them back in the deck, but no, I didn't. Yeah, I did. We got the Hermit card coming up. We got some cards that came up from the tarot that talks about some really deep, the Judgment card, doing some deep. So this is about having that heartfelt conversation with yourself in October. In November, we have an 11:15, the new moon in Scorpio. And the moon in Scorpio creates the need to delve into your feelings as deep as possible. You desire meaningful emotional exchanges now more than at any other time, even if it is not easy, and you are forced to change many things. Shallow relationships do not satisfy because they are not purifying enough. And we got the full moon on November 30th and a lunar eclipse in Gemini. The moon in Gemini manifests itself by the need for changes and spontaneity. Safety lies in thinking about your feelings and sharing them with others. You can be more talkative and speak with ease these days. You might have a better ability to keep a cool head, but beware, cold heart can discourage others. Harmony of thinking, feeling is important. So we're in our feelings again in November. I think it's just more introspection within yourself. And we got the tapestry card that comes up with this, okay? So the quote that goes with the tapestry card: fill your heart with the creative power to accept the past, decorate the present, and transform the future. Asho. Once again, okay, we're getting the same theme for you people, Aries, here in a lot of these cards. You need to confront the past and move on to the future, because, that's one of the meanings in this card, and we've had it in several cards. Confront a past hurt for clarity in the present and hope in the future. A complex situation requires a concentrated approach. Tackling one big issue will take care of so many smaller worries. So Aries, you've got some healing to do within the year 2020. You're going to have to confront a lot of truths, I think. And you're going to have to speak up your truth. But you're going to have to confront some things from the past. You may have to forgive some things from the past, either with yourself or another. But 2020 is going to be a big healing year for Aries, it looks like. And like I said in the beginning, with the changed in the Knight card here, the person you were at the beginning of the year, you're not even going to recognize that person by the time the end of the year comes in. So, meditation, take a step back, is what we got for the tarot card with the tapestry card. You may just need to sit and rest a bit to think about things and do the healing. It also, there might be, sometimes when this card comes up, there might be some type of medical issues that come up in November. Wheel of Fortune, change is coming. It's coming for you guys. Well, I hope so, because the year's almost over. And it's usually in a positive. When the Wheel of Fortune, it's positive. Good luck comes in with this card. So change is definitely coming in for you guys. One of the cards that flipped over when 5 of those fell out was the 5 of Pentacles. Stop looking at what you're lacking in. Stop that, because when we focus on the lack, we miss all the abundance. Yeah, you're going to be leaving some things behind in November. Things that don't work for you anymore. You're going to be going out on a new journey in November for you guys, Aries. And we got kyanite for the crystal for November. Essential meaning: resolving disputes, diplomacy, restoring harmony, mending fences, and building bridges. Harmony means that even though we are all different, we can blend our unique voices to create an ethereal chorus that uplifts us all. Kyanite Spirit's message is that now is an excellent time for fixing those sour notes that have appeared, resolving any disputes and healing any risk for the good of all. Although we each have our own ways, we can learn so much and gain tremendous support when we let go of our rigid my way or the highway attitude. Recognizing that we are all imperfect. Yeah, Aries never has that attitude, do they? um, Recognizing that we are all imperfect, looking for our commonalities can steady us when we're feeling a bit shaky. Tune into others and work toward harmony. You will find yourself growing and becoming stronger as a result. At this time, honesty is required. Be willing to look more clearly at others, your situation, and yourself so that you can find ways to work together and find common ground if possible. We are all imperfect, but love and a commitment to fairness helps us heal ourselves and our relationships. There's a value in a different perspective, and we can agree to disagree, for many voices are needed in a choir. We are called to delight in differences, for we have to lean on each other, and we're always interconnected. Keep this in mind as you take action to heal hurt feelings and reconnect with others and your tribe. Once again, we got a card about healing. So like I said, and I think it's healing a lot of the wounds of the past. So that's your year for you guys, Aries. So December, we're on the last month. On 12/14, we have a new moon and a solar eclipse in Sagittarius. The greatest need is to always search for something. In order to feel safe, you might find that you need to have a goal, mission, or philosophy that gives you life meaning. With the moon in Sagittarius, you have an optimistic approach to life and you believe that things will get better even if you get in trouble. And then on 12/30, we're back to that full moon in Cancer again. And that's all about that safety around home and family. Emotions might be fluctuating here and there. You're learning how to forgive and forget. You need to learn that so that you don't get depressed from overthinking things. And you need to have a subjective perception of the world around you. So December, it looks like you are, in an optimistic mood. So for December, contemplation. Contemplation. I think this contemplation is here for you guys, Aries, because you're looking at all that you've accomplished over the year. And now you're trying to figure out what you're going to keep bringing into the next new year that comes with this in 2021. You've done a lot of work on healing during the 2020 year, and now it's time to contemplate. You're seeking something. The quote that goes with the contemplation card is, "Seek not good from without. See it within yourselves, or you will never find it." So they're wanting you to go within and find the champion. Go within and nurture the child. Go within and love the mystery and complexity you find there. They're wanting you to love that new person that you've become, okay? There's no boundaries. And just, at the end of the month, remember there is no boundaries to what you can create in your life. We had that message with the Gentle Gardener card. Believe in limitless possibilities this year because they can happen. But in order for them to happen, you guys really have to do that healing. You have to have forgiveness, let it go. Stop, holding all the past hurts within you. Why is the contemplation card here for Aries in December? Yeah, it's time to get rid of that whole win at any cost, because no one wins when that's in play. And it's time to work with others in December. Work in harmony with others. And we got the Page of Swords as the last card that came out with the Contemplation card. You know, the Page of Swords, he's all set to start his new journey, but he's a little fearful, you know, because he's new at it. So take your time, you know, this new person that you've become. Yeah, you're a bit afraid of it, but you know what? You're going to step out and start that new journey of who you are now. The crystal that came up is green aventurine. The essential meaning is luck, good fortune, potential, possibility, and new opportunities. Nice. Possibilities for experiences your soul craves are everywhere, offering new opportunities to help you find your purpose. The gate to the field of infinite potential is always open, for the conscious universe wants you to enjoy the bounty that exists in the realm of possibility and bring it into form through the power of co-creation. Cast fears and regrets aside, says Green Adventuring Spirit, for you are much loved, and the conscious universe wants to give you all that you desire. The universe is always dreaming up new ways to bring you what you need and help you experience well-being, joy, and fulfillment. So it looks like you're going to end the year, um, you know, and moving into 2022 or 2021. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself there. Um, with happiness and fulfillment. So that's a great way to end the year. So Aries, I know this is long, but it does cover the entire year. Happy New Year, and may your healing journey be a wonderful process for you.